Greetings, everyone. I'm Angelo Robles, and welcome to the Durango on the outskirts of Las Vegas. Today, this is going to be a long one and not quite as exciting as investing, but important, structuring the single-family office for strategic and tax advantage. So, the opportunity begins with purpose. Before you build anything, you must define why it exists. What is the business purpose of your SFO, your single-family office? If you cannot answer that with clarity and conviction, you're already at a disadvantage, legally, financially, and strategically. Too many families treat the SFO as a passive admin vehicle, but a world-class family office is not passive. It's an active strategic engine. It is the infrastructure that supports, protects, and projects the wealth, values, and ambitions of often a multi-generational family, and it must be built with intention. So the architecture of a single-family office is very important. It involves two distinct entities. The asset holding entity, which may be one or multiple, often LLCs, family limited partnerships, or other vehicles, and the second, the management company, which is the actual single-family office responsible for oversight, investment management, governance, concierge-level support, kind of whatever you want. So let's not forget the need for the intertwining, simple legal agreements between those two. There must be documented contractual relationships between the asset-holding entities or private trust company and the management company SFO. These agreements articulate the management's or the management company's role, responsibilities, and critically, its compensation as a for-profit enterprise. This is what transforms otherwise often non-deductible expenses into legitimate business deductions. In the US, the management company is often structured as a for-profit C-Corp, although not universal. The asset holding entity is typically, as mentioned, an LLC, family limited partnership. What's crucial is that these entities remain legally, operationally separate, yet contractually in a business arrangement intertwined. So the lender versus IRS case defined the new standard. In 2017, the U.S. Tax Court decision, Lender versus the Commissioner, established a critical precedent. It provided a pathway for family offices to deduct expenses under Section 162, but only if the SFO is a legitimate profit-seeking enterprise. Section 212 deductions were gutted by the 2017 tax reform. That meant that your SFO must qualify as a business. What does this entail? Substantiating real services. Some could be portfolio management, asset allocation and manager selection, creating an investment policy statement, reporting, aggregation, cash flow, bill pay, aviation, art, luxury asset oversight, security, lifestyle concierge, generational and succession planning. You get it. I told you this wasn't going to be an exciting one, but it's very important. Get this right. So critically, the management company, your single-family office, should, probably not be staffed solely by family members. There should be at least one non-family member qualifying as a key executive. Now, these aren't mere family favors. They're the bones of a business, and business deducting legitimate operating expenses. So why structure matters? Structure is strategy. The family office management entity must stand alone, separate from the family's operating business. Embedded SFOs within an active company is a mistake that invites legal, tax, and operational risk. Independence should not be optional, it's foundational. So what's the right legal structure? Again, for many families, as mentioned, the C-Corp likely is the preferred choice. It reinforces, I could say, the for-profit nature of the entity and creates a cleaner path for Section 162 deductibility of expenses. It can also be advantageous for compensation planning, limited audit risk, and managing optics. However, not universal. In certain situations, especially where income allocations and partnership flexibility are required, an LLC taxed as a partnership may be more appropriate. It enables profit allocations from investment entities directly into the SFO, sidestepping the need for fees, avoiding the post-2017 Section 212 deductibility problems altogether. But structure alone isn't enough. And yes, I know this gets a little complicated. Governance and ownership matter. Who owns the management company? Is it the patriarch and matriarch via living trust, commonly? Have there been named successors? Is there a non-family executive, like I said, with a profits interest in the management company? All important things. These are not just legal footnotes. They are strategic design decisions that shape control, continuity, and alignment across generations. And make no mistake, you need experienced, top-tier legal counsel who understands the nuances of single-family office law. There's not a lot of them. Not generalists, not dabblers, real specialists. Because one mistake here can cost millions, or worse, kind of potentially fracture a legacy. So back a little bit to ownership and control. Critical design decisions in most structures, ownership of the family office management entity, as I said, is commonly held within a living trust, patriarch or matriarch, who typically serve as the initial trustee. But where many families go wrong, they fail to explicitly define who inherits equity control of that, aka the family office. Without clarity articulated the bequest, the ownership interest will default, often equally, among all children. And in some families, that might be fine. In others, that's a formula for future conflict. Done right, you get tax alignment and strategic leverage. Done wrong, you risk loss of control, phantom income, and at minimal, misalignment of interest. So then you have advanced designs within that. Series LLCs, asset class segmentation, elite family offices often go further. They design their structures to reflect the realities of real-world complexities. Multiple investment entities that could be Series LLCs or FLPs, each entity focused on a specific asset class, tailored risk and return profiles, unique allocations for family and family branches. Why? Because also it demonstrates active investment management, a real business expense. It provides the family office, it proves the family office is delivering real differentiated services, and that's exactly what Section 162 requires. Documentation is not optional. Every layer of structure must be supported. Investment management agreements, operating agreements, compensation and incentives agreements, employment and board documentation. Equally vital, compliance with the SEC the SEC family office exemption going back to 2012 under Dodd-Frank. You must not manage third-party assets. It must remain under family control. And you must not hold yourself out to be an investment advisor. Failure to comply means the SEC is going to want you to register, and regulatory burdens are expensive and often unwanted. The family office, you want to be private. You don't want to open it up for the world to see. Now, how about jurisdictional strategy? Domicile as an advantage. Where your entities live matters. Jurisdictions like South Dakota, Wyoming, Delaware, Alaska, Nevada, where I happen to be right now, offer compelling combinations of privacy, tax minimization, asset protection, and very trust-friendly regulation. The right choice depends on the family, their needs, geography, and I would even say succession goals. So the full picture, structuring for the future. A proper, modern, sophisticated family office structure isn't just about taxes. It's a part of it. It's about resilience, protecting assets from litigation, overreach, and entropy. Alignment, creating clear incentives for key employees and family members. How about compliance? Meeting regulatory expectations while maintaining operational flexibility. Continuity, that's the big one. enabling multi-generational governance, ownership, and decision-making. So advanced strategies on top of what I mentioned might include private trust companies, AKA PTCs. In South Dakota is probably the most common. I may be a little partial to an unregulated private trust company in Wyoming, captive insurance companies for self-insured risk, offshore structures for jurisdictional diversification. I am an advocate of an offshore family office as well. Luxembourg, Singapore, Switzerland, we could discuss that at a different time. Offshore structures for jurisdictional diversification, regulated versus unregulated private trust companies, custom governance frameworks, and voting mechanisms. I tell you, this gets a little complicated. Now, this is not just for billionaires. These structures aren't just reserved, although they're a no-brainer, for billion-dollar plus families. I could argue families with 30 to 50 million in net worth likely could and should leverage these frameworks, but most are not. They are overexposed, underoptimized, and unprepared for what's coming. And yes, this is where me, Angelo Robles, and my SFO continuity, my private membership community, can help. Define your family office's strategic purpose, evaluate your current structure and risk exposure, connect you with world-class, and I do mean world-class legal, tax, and compliance experts, and help design and implement world-class operating systems. Because a great family office isn't built with only checklist, it's built with clarity, with conviction, and with continuity always in mind. And that begins now. Now, I do have to make a couple of comments that are going to be very legalese, everyone. Regulations change, interpretations evolve. What is compliant and efficient today may be problematic tomorrow. There are very few truly exceptional legal and tax professionals in the single-family office space. You need to find them, you need to retain them, and likely, if they're right, you need to listen to them. This write-up, this conversation, is my opinion, intended for educational and entertainment purposes. I am not a licensed attorney or tax advisor. This is not legal advice. It's not financial advice. Certainly isn't tax counsel. You must seek your own qualified professionals before making any decisions. The opinions expressed are currently, as of this recording, may change as new facts, interpretations, and regulations emerge. So everyone, I'm Angelo Robles. Yeah, I'm obsessed with single family offices, have been for decades. I travel the world. I'm traveling now in the US, but meeting incredible families here on the West Coast, off to the Cayman Islands in Vienna relatively soon, doing events in both those locations for my members a little later here in 2025. And I get it. We all want to talk about macroeconomics and geopolitical risk and AI and investing, all more exciting than what I spoke about today. But you got to get the foundation correct. You got to answer the why. You have to have the structures correct. Or if you have an existing, they need to be looked at again. And they likely, honestly, probably need some updating and revamping. This was a little bit complex in terms of going through these nuances. Don't do it haphazard. If you're going to have a family office, do it right and have it be incredible. And having the foundation built around the right structure, that foundation is very, very important. It makes everything better, easier, more sound, more private, more protected, and possibly tax advantages moving forward. Go to angelorobles.com if you're not a member. Go to membership and join my private community, SFO Continuity. I've been in this community for decades. Again, this is my love, this is my passion, my obsession. And join upwards of 100 incredible families around the world getting this deep proprietary knowledge, hand-holding, direct connections, meeting incredible peers. And although digital is awesome and I love it too, nothing beats face-to-face, which is why New York, Greenwich, Miami, Palm Beach, Las Vegas, Jackson Hole, LA at the Milken, where I'll be hosting, Vienna, Cayman Islands. We have a lot going on. Now is the time to join and be a part of it. Everyone, I'm Angelo Robles, and any of you could also text me. I, for now, just have one phone, and I'm kind of 24/7. So 570-2898. Thank you all so much and have a great day. And again, a little bit of a final disclaimer. This is the spring of 2025. Conditions change, new strategies emerge, and new techniques. And all families have a different goal, and family offices are nuanced and different. And internationally, that's different too, but the framework of what I said today is applicably accurate for really family offices around the world. And yes, I am an advocate that U.S. family offices, the family should create likely a satellite family office that's offshore and international for a variety of purposes, but maybe a subject we'll cover in a bit of a different video. Everyone, I'm Angelo Robles. Thank you.